Hey y'all, I'm going to do an updated Warden video, Ranger Warden for Infernal Citadel. As you can see, I've reached my stats. You can see my combat advantage is a little bit low, so for now I'm actually running Aspect of the Pack so I can hit that 135k. Reaching your stats is really important. It's more important than the gear you're using. You do, of course, want to use as much damage percentage, power increase gear as you can possibly get. I did start running the new set inside of Infernal Citadel instead of the Acturia set. I like it better. It's an all-the-time uptime. I don't have to be behind anybody. As you can see, 340k hit points, all the stat caps. My incoming healing's low, but it's positive, which is good considering I'm using the Rusted Iron leggings. Tacticals in all my utilities. Whatever companions you need to hit the caps, use them. All rank 15 bondings, all rank 15 empowereds. Using the baby owlbear because I don't have a compy on this character. This is my third character I run through tick. My barbarian and my paladin get all the good stuff. As far as insignias, I'm using mostly dominance and courage mixed in so I can try to reach those caps because, like I said, 85k defense. Trying to hit all those caps is tricky. It is definitely a puzzle. You can do it. You can do it with a lot of different stuff, right? I am still using tensors. I had to switch to my 10k crit mount just because they changed the way the Warden works, and we now lose 10,000 crit from Skirmisher's Gambit. So right now I'm low on power. As you can see, I'm only at 198. I'm not at the 200k I like to hit, but it'll get there. I'm slowly but surely getting upgrades. Got my Lion Guards today. They actually do give more power than the Vivified Primals. They are better. If I had a lot higher base power, maybe not, but right now they're giving me about 5k more power than my Vivified Primals. The Vivified Primals are still a good choice, but this allows me to hit some more stat caps, higher combined ratings. This makes it easier. When you're in Infernal Citadel, please go to your guild halls, get your overload slots, Demon Slayer, Demon Ward, makes it a lot easier. If you have any gear questions, feel free to post your questions about it. That's not an issue. My guild boons inside of Infernal Citadel and Tome, you're always running Revive Sickness, Power. I've got the defense boon to get my defense up to cap. Campaigns, do whatever you need to do to hit caps. I will say try to aim for all power, and you must have Demonic Mastery. Think about the new content. There's a lot of demons everywhere. So it's a bonus. It's a nice bonus. They did fix the Raptor, the Tame Velociraptor. Where's Raptor's Instincts? There we go. So it does what it actually says now. It's no longer a flat 10k power buff. It's 2k when you're by yourself. If you have, 3 people running it, then it's worth slotting it in. But if you have any less than 3, go with something else. Honestly, you can find stuff that'll give you better buffs. I mean, even the Mercenaries 4k power right there. So really, really think about how you do that. Lionheart weapons, best in slot. Watcher, burnished weapons, very excellent in the new dungeon. Rusted Iron leggings, best in slot. You need to have positive incoming healing. So if you can't get to positive incoming healing with those on, switch to something else, please. Help your healers out. They're going to appreciate it. It's also going to help your damage because you won't faceplant so much. Still running 3 tomes. I like the set bonus. Power, hit points, plus the Lost Mouth perk. Unfortunately, the Ebony Stained Hide is still the best I've seen for DPS. I don't see anything better. And I'm using this until I get the Lion Helm. That's my next goal. It's going to take me 3 more weeks to save up to get it because you can only get the Infernal Fire Globes off the second boss. Is what it is. Let me show some powers real quick. This is what I'm using for everything. Seeker, Aspect of the Pack, and then the usual setup for a Warden. I mean, you guys know what it is. You don't pretty much never run that. Always hitting that. Still using Call of the Storm. It's just the extra magnitude, really. And it's a little AoE. My Venom Tome, I probably could switch to something else, I guess, since I'm not so daily dependent anymore. I didn't even really think about that. I might have to play around with some stuff. Battle Horn, of course. Yeah, so that's it. I mean, you enter combat. You're always going to use your. You're going to start. I start with my Marauder's Rush all the time. Some people are different, but because I'm spec'd for flurry, I start with a Marauder's Rush. You can see my flurry buff up there. It's the blue one. It went away. Hit another encounter. It doubles the damage if you're at will. So went away. Hit another encounter. You can pretty much keep it up all the time. Just because of the way we were able to cool down our own moves. Yep. That's pretty much it. Like I said, if you have any questions, this comes from the new campaign. I got it out of Zuma Bag. This comes from MEs or Loam. It drops often. This you can only get from running the new dungeon, the Infernal Citadel. You have to run it for 3 weeks to be able to get that. Otherwise, your best choice is going to be the Primal Gloves. Very easy to get, to vivify them. You just got to run CODG for 2 weeks. Weapons. These ones come out of Tower of the Mad Mage. However, Burnish set is very easy to get now with Undermountain Seals, or with Deep Seals being everywhere. Watcher set's harder to get, but also a good choice. Rusted Iron Leggings come from the new campaign. I got them off the Abomination. The new set comes out of Infernal Citadel also. I got a bunch of them. Hey, I've got a bunch of pieces posted up in the auction house. If you guys need them, go buy them, right? Look for Chrome. They work really well. Leading Ring of the Teacher still does really well for us because we're not using our daily as a damage so much. And so the extra 3% to encounters and at wills is just so much better than the daily power. Using an Ebonized Assault because it fits the stats I needed. I might switch it out later for a striker. Ebony Stained Raid Shirt, still the best for DPS. You just got to work on keeping your stamina up. I'm using the new pants. You get those from 300 of the new seals, which is pretty easy to farm up in a day. I did change out my Cavalry's charge. The 1,000 to every stat doesn't really make a difference for me anymore because I'm at the stat caps. So I just switched it to one that gave me a little heal and that let me slot enough defense to reach the cap. I'll be changing that once I get enough. I've actually been toying with going to another Gladiators just for a little more stamina regen. Once again, because of the Charged Fury, but also the Lion Helm requires your stamina to be over 75% to get 5,000 power all the time. So I'll be working with that. My ability scores, Dex, Intelligence, Crit Severity, Movement Speed, Magic Damage. That's to buff our abilities. I know, people are like, why are you using Intelligence? Why don't you go in Strength and Charisma? But Dex and Intelligence, good friends have tested. I've seen the difference. I've run both. Try it yourself and see what I mean. Thank you, y'all.